I'm Jeff Welsh, and I want to tell you about a new podcast that I'm doing. It's an ongoing discussion about the thing everybody wants: the healthiest, happiest, most successful life you can imagine, regardless of your situation or your circumstances. See, as far as I know, we only get one life, and it's pretty brief in the overall scheme of things. But the fact that we're here at all is so mathematically improbable as to be a legit miracle. Why would you want to waste that gift being miserable? This podcast is a part of a project that I call Hardcore Happiness. Why hardcore? Because a life of purpose, resilience, and well being requires discipline and effort and many times sacrifice. You have to learn to master your mindset, protect your peace, and pursue your purpose. When you can do all those things, you can create your world. And that's what we're going to talk about every week: the art and science of how to forge your own existence. Here's the good news, something I've seen over and over again personally and professionally. If you consistently put in the effort with the right tools and support, you can create a life beyond anything you currently imagine. You can finally get what you really want. The Hardcore Happiness Project is an ongoing mission, a community, my own purpose, and it exists to help you have a fulfilling, meaningful, and joyful life. Let me give you the big picture as part of this introduction. There's three fundamental concepts, three pillars necessary for you to have hardcore happiness: mindset, purpose, and happiness itself. Each of these pillars interacts with the other two, and each has a secret that we'll talk about in future episodes. Mindset determines the way that you think and act. It's everything in your daily life. It's the lens through which you view the world and yourself, and it informs the way that you make your decisions. For that reason, you should be intentional when you set your mind, your outlook. If you don't set it by your own intentional action, it will be set for you by reactions to external events. When that happens, you give your power away to other people to decide how your day is going to go. If your mindset's off, you're not going to get anywhere, and you're always going to feel like a victim. Purpose is your why. It's why you're here. It's your life meaning. Purpose is determined by your decisions and made manifest in your actions. See how this works? Mindset determines your decisions and actions, and then your decisions and actions create and fulfill your purpose. And here's another thing about purpose: there isn't just one. Your purpose will change as you go through your life, just as you will change through the various phases of your life. If you haven't yet chosen a purpose for your life, you won't have anything to carry you through the tough times. You will feel tossed about by the capricious winds of fortune. And later in life, you may regret the fact that you didn't make the most of the time that you had. Finally, there's happiness itself, the third pillar of a successful, satisfying life. Happiness is long-term life satisfaction and well-being in a positive psychology sense. It's a lot more than occasional random bouts of fun. We have a really specific definition of happiness around here, and we'll have a lot to say about it in future talks. Long-term sustainable happiness requires that you set goals and boundaries, that you learn how to conserve your energy and focus on your purpose. More than just fun, long-term happiness, the kind we're talking about, is well-being and a sense of satisfaction, of accomplishment, like the way you feel when you do something good for someone else or you complete a big project. Hardcore happiness is the result of a life well lived, even through all the crap that life throws at you. It's the reward for managing your mindset and carefully following your purpose, both of which you choose. Both of which, mindset and purpose, are your responsibility. Nobody else can choose them for you. This is why you have to develop a hardcore attitude to gain and maintain your happiness, because it's all up to you. Nobody's coming to save you. But fear not, my friends, while I can't make these decisions for you, I've spent a lifetime learning how to help you figure it out. Let me tell you a little bit about where I'm coming from. I've devoted my entire professional life to helping people be happy. My background includes degrees and formal training in clinical psychology, counseling, critical care medicine, and even things that science can't study well, like spirit. I have decades of experience in higher education and entrepreneurship. I've built multi-million-dollar businesses, I've led corporations, been a college professor, a CEO, and even a college president more than once. I'm an author and a mentor and a friend, a parent, and now a grandparent. Most importantly, I've sat with thousands of people in the moments of their greatest triumph and in their darkest hours. I've chased a lot of different things and I've learned a lot along the way. Now, as part of my own purpose, I bring my life experience to bear on the question of how you can live your best life. My purpose is to help you survive and thrive, to create a satisfying, meaningful life of happiness and well-being. See, your success makes me happy. There's more about me on my website, jeffwwelsh.com, if you're curious. My mindset is that if you only have one existence on this planet, you might as well make it the best that you can, and I'm here to help with that. I've written hundreds of thousands of words about these most important subjects, but the goal here is to work with you to develop real-life actions that move you towards the place and the person that you want to be. You don't need to be a monk or a neuroscientist or a billionaire to change your life. With some guidance and focused intent, you can experience a drastic positive transformation from this work. I want to connect with you, not just lecture at you. My aim is to build a community of people who understand the value of making most of the limited time we have. A community of engaged, intelligent people who aren't afraid to do the work of their lifetimes. A hardcore happiness tribe, if you will. Because there really isn't anything more important or, frankly, more fun to talk about or to do. All you have to invest is the willingness to listen, to understand, and then to act. All are welcome here, but my work is primarily aimed at three groups of people. If you're somebody who's just stepping into adult life from high school or college or just getting out of the military and maybe wondering what now. If you're retiring or making a major life change and asking what's next. Or if, like me, you're just fascinated by the intersection of science, spirit, and meaning, then you're in the right place. Every week, we're going to dive into practical strategies, scientific insights, and spiritual reflections to help you live more intentionally. We're going to talk about significant research as well as topics that are outside of the realm of research. You can expect to discuss the profane, the profound, and the poetic. We're going to cover everything from the neurobiology of happiness to the profound joy of pursuing your purpose. We'll talk about energy, habits, fulfillment, burnout, belonging, and everything else beyond that. Having said all that, we're also going to discuss anything else interesting about the experience of a conscious being on this physical plane. I'm curious about just about everything because it's all related. I'm here to help you create something extraordinary from the inside out. Welcome to the tribe. Let's get to work. I'm Dr. Jeff W. Welsh, and this is Hardcore Happiness.